Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Performance in Motion with your host, Dr. Deniz.
Hey folks, we're back. What a treat it is today. Happy holidays to everyone. I am joined by Dr. Ken Blanchard and Dr. Neal Nybo. And we have gotten tremendous information already about leadership and how we can be better in life in every aspect, physically, mentally, spiritually. Okay, Dr. Blanchard, I have a question for you. Are you ready? Can you share with us 2 principles of leadership that can correlate to being successful in life, performance, goal setting?
Well, Dennis, we have a concept called situational leadership where you got to use different strokes for different folks. And one of the reasons why New Year's resolutions never work is that when you announce them, all the important people in your life laugh and said, I'll believe it when I see it, and they go to a delegating leadership style. If you could handle a delegating leadership style, it wouldn't be a New Year's resolution. You'd do it.
True.
That's the wrong leadership style. So what we have people do, and I did with myself in my own health, is to look at what was my development level. So, for example, working with you on my body motion and everything, I was an enthusiastic beginner. So obviously, I need somebody who can closely supervise and work with me. In terms of my aerobic thing, I was kind of more capable but cautious. You know, I'd done it before and all.
Sure.
I just needed some encouragement and all that kind of thing. And so in terms of sleep, I usually go to sleep. I might even be sleeping right now very easily. So, you know, you go to a delegating leadership style on my sleep. So it's interesting to analyze where you are and then get the help that you need. You need a directing, coaching, supporting, or delegating leadership style. And that's just amazing when I sat down with Tim Cairns and looked at, you know, the aspects of health,
Yes.
you know, which are aerobic, strength training, flexibility, balance, nutrition and diet, and rest.
Right.
You know, we analyzed what my development was in all of those and then get me the help that I needed. That's why we ended up writing Fit at Last about, you know, that kind of program. So that's what's helpful there.
Awesome. How about you, Dr. Nybo?
Well, one of the things that I've learned from Ken is this idea of being very competent at certain things. That's that 4th level that you talk about. The challenge of that is no one is competent at everything. True. But we who live at a level of competence, say in our job, we're comfortable with the kind of work we do, or we've found our niche.
Yes.
None of us likes to go back and be that beginner, to start over again in a place where we might be embarrassed because we don't know what we're doing, we look stupid, and we avoid those things. So one of my leadership ideas and principles is risk, step out, learn, always be growing, always be moving forward. And the way that works with life is if you have to find a place that isn't, you're not a 4. You don't know how to do it. Right. And you find somebody, you find a book, holy cow, get a YouTube video, shows you how to do it and take small steps. We're always called to take one step. Just take the next step, and the next step will show up. So I think that would be my biggest point, is that each of us, if we are living completely comfortably, we're probably not living as well as we could be. There's things for each of us to learn and grow in.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's what I like, Dennis, about working with you, because whenever you work with somebody, the first thing you do is do an examination. You know, let's do an analysis, see where they are, where they're doing well, and all that. So, because you don't want to work on something that's already going well, you want to work on where you might, because you always say to a potential client, well, let me see if I can help.
Right.
And but doing the diagnosis first before you decide what you're going to do is really key.
That's right. And something else that I've learned from you, because I've tried things that you've shown me. My first time, I'm terrible at it. And what I realize is you've taught me it's my body that doesn't know how to do it. It doesn't fire in that way. It's not comfortable. And the first time, several different things, I've just fallen over. You get that ball and I try to balance on it and I can't keep my legs on it. The fourth, the fifth, the sixth time, now I can do it. Those first steps, but having someone who knows where you're going and knows that you can do it, that I love that about you, that you've helped me, you've given me confidence along the way.
Absolutely. Movement starts in the brain, and isn't that funny how, in Ken's book, talking about the intellectual side, anytime we do something physical, it does initiate in the brain. So guess what? That without that, the rest of the body doesn't follow. The other part is for transformation in anything, like both of you are saying, you have to start with step one in something that's uncomfortable, something you're not familiar with. Learn from an expert.
Yeah.
And this is where, I get a little frustrated out there because I don't know everything, and I have a bunch of degrees next to my name and titles, and so what? I love learning. So that's what my edge is over a lot of people out there, because it is continuous. And that's what I'm learning from both of you, is there are areas in leadership. I'm not a leadership expert. So you know what? I need to shut up and listen. I'm not a pastor. Do I have all the answers spiritually, emotionally? Of course not. So I listen to an expert. And if we all did that on a regular basis, how much more would we move forward?
Right.
How much more would we be that leader so people can follow our actions?
Mm-hmm. No, I think it works in any of these realms, because when I got excited about the Lord in my late 40s, and I started actually, doing sessions and all, I was doing something in Dallas for a group, and this wonderful Bible teacher was involved, Rich Case, and he came up to me. He said, I can see your enthusiasm for the Lord, but he said, I can tell that you could really use some help with the Bible. And he said, I'd be glad to help you. And I've been working with him for 10 years now, once a week, and got another group of people to join us to really have somebody who really knows the Bible, because, that's one thing. Some people, they get excited and they think going to church is the whole thing. Well, that's one piece, but we ought to study the Word.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I have a question for you, Deniz, and it comes out of my experience with you, and I think it relates to all of this. My experience has been when I am doing an exercise and I am pushing hard, I don't know when I'm about to hit the wall. I'm getting tired,
yes.
But I'm like, I could go more. I can do two more. I can get to the wall if I'm doing a crawl or something. And then I get to the next thing and I'm like, there's no more left. And I just drop. And it's like, wow, I didn't know I was going to get to the end of my ability until I got to the end of my ability.
Okay.
And I think that's you know what I'm talking about. And if
yes.
you explain it physically, maybe there's a component in our leadership skill set that would benefit from that.
I think both you and Ken probably participate in this subconsciously, partially, and then consciously on another level, just from experience. So with me, going back to basic neurology, where all movement starts in the brain, there is a point where the signals from the body to the brain and then back down to the body, there is a limit on that. And I'll give you an analogy. How long can you run a sprint for? A 40-yard dash. How long can you do it for? A few seconds?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How long can you do a marathon for? Several hours. That's the difference. It's the cumulative effect, and it's the ability to produce motion based on your not only limitations, but your abilities. We were talking about that weak link, and I'm sure in both of your scenarios with churches, with corporations, with businesses, you guys find those weak links, and you make it the strengths. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Well, you want to help them in the areas that they need help on, particularly if it's an important one. And you don't want to just spend all your time working on their strengths, because their strengths are their strengths, although I think we can all improve even in our strength areas. But It's just a matter of making sure you're using the right style with the right goal.
Beautifully said.
My experience of that with you is you keep moving us around to different things. So you'll have me doing maybe some weights and some curls or something, and then it's back to some kind of lunge or a crab walk or something, and it's operating all systems, but it keeps moving me around. And I will tell you, I get exhilarated and excited and enjoy the experience of being exhausted. I don't like the feeling of being exhausted, but it's like, oh my gosh, I did more this week than I did last week. I've gotten better. That's an exhilarating feeling, and I think that happens in all areas of life too. When we make that effort, that stretch.
Okay, well, we're coming to the end of this second segment here at WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet talk. And the next segment, I'd like you guys to share some of your collaborative efforts that you have going on. And then after that, we're going to talk about some of your experience with the physical training. What is your physical regimen? What is your nutrition like? Okay, because I think the folks out there would like to know different perspectives and what works. Okay, this is WS Radio. This is Dr. Deniz Armagan. We'll be right back.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
Are you losing the battle with technology? Tired of struggling with IT? Ready to meet your IT dream team? Centrix IT is Southern California's leader in IT management. A 4-time winner of San Diego's fastest growing privately held companies, Centrix IT has provided Fortune 500 managed IT services to small and medium businesses for over 13 years. Put an end to your struggle with technology today at CentrixIT.com. CentrixIT.com.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
Are your feet hurting you? I mean, really hurting you so much that you can't come to the fair and enjoy other activities with your friends? If so, you may have plantar fasciitis, a chronic inflammation of the connective tissues in the foot. I'm Holly Halsey. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, and I can help you with your pain. I invite you to visit me at my webpage, AccuSageHouseCalls.com. That's ACUSSAGE, housecalls.com. Find out what pain-free feels like.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.